Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing the VStarcam Full HD IP camera. This should be an interesting product because it uses some newer components and it uses a system on a chip made by Huawei, which should be really nice. It has H.264 plus compression, it has pan and tilt motors, and it's compatible with all sorts of stuff, with kind of a cloud. It has its own DNS system. It has a quick wireless configuration, so you don't need to connect this to your Wi-Fi router, and we'll discover the rest. So let's take a look at what's in the box. So you get a really big manual. Let me adjust the light a bit, that should be better. So you get a manual in a few languages, a lot of languages actually, and it has pictures, it has graphics, it has a lot of stuff, including a QR code of the download for the app. And this is a quick instruction leaflet which shows accessories and camera buttons. It comes with a LAN cable, micro USB cable, USB power adapter, which has an output of 2 amps, 5 volts, 2 amps. And of course, here is the camera. And let's see what else we get in the box. We have mounting hardware and the support which is fully adjustable, so this permits the camera to be mounted on a ceiling or on a wall, or you can put the camera on the table, and you have options to arrange the image as the camera is facing. You can make it upside down and mirror the image in case you are putting this on the ceiling. So there's the camera. It has a nice protection foil to keep it shiny and glossy. There's the infrared sensor there, and on the back of the camera we have the LAN port, micro USB power. I don't see a micro SD slot here, but there is it there. So the camera also has a micro SD port and it can record locally, while also it has a microphone and this speaker here. So the camera will not record only the image but also the sound, which is interesting, and it has two-way audio. You can talk on the mobile phone and you will be heard on the camera, and the camera has a microphone and will transmit sound to your mobile phone app. And now I'm going to connect power to the camera. And it's now doing a boot up sequence test. It tests the motor, the range. Alright, so it also talks into a kind of English. I have already installed the app. It's called i4 from the QR code, and now I'm going to add it. I need to scan the QR code which is printed on the camera. So I'm going to press scan to add. Right, and the QR code is there.
Please use app for Wi-Fi configuration.
Please use APP for Wi-Fi configuration.
Alright, I'm going to press OK. And I'm going to confirm that there is voice prompt.
Recognition failed. Please resend.
And now I need to enter the wireless password of my network.
The camera, press send button, then wait for camera's response.
Recognition failed. Please
Alright, and I'm going to play. And that was it. The application produces a sound, and the sound contains the code of the configuration of my wireless. So it's sent by sound to the camera. The camera will listen to the configuration and then will get the password to my wireless network and its name, so it can connect that way, which is very interesting doing this because it doesn't need any kind of wiring to the router, nor it does need direct configuration. Usually on this type of cameras you need to connect with a PC to the camera or connect the camera to your router, then access the camera settings, insert the wireless password, and only after that the camera could connect to the wireless. Well, this camera is now connected to the wireless. I just need to enter its password so I can access it. And I'm going to press edit, and that was it. Camera was successfully added. And now if I press on this play button, alright, so it says that I need to change the default password, enter a new password, and I now have a new password. So let's try again, and there it goes. It's connected, and now it's in full screen, and I'm actually impressed about the small lag. Usually IP cameras of this type have a huge lag, so this thing is almost real time, which is impressive. I don't know what quality it is in set, but I'm going to find out. So let's see what we have here. So we have a picture button. Okay, I'm going to put this, make less sound. You can record video, and the camera does not have a micro SD card in it, so it records directly onto my mobile phone. It records the stream that is received. This is the talk button, and I'm going to allow, and I'm going to say I'm testing this, and you can hear it. Alright, and this is for listening, and yes, it does have microphony, which happens. And this thing is a cruise. You can set the camera to cruise automatically, vertical and horizontal, so this is kind of a patrol mode, and you can manually adjust the camera as you wish to, and you can also create presets. So I'm going to press this, and that's a preset. And if I go into another direction, such as that, and I press the preset again, now I have two presets, so I can press this, the camera will go to the first preset, I can go there, and it will go to that preset, which is very useful and very good, and it works fine. So let's see further what we can do. From this button here we have cloud storage, SD card, recording. I don't have cloud yet. I don't know if the cloud is free. Let's see. Does it do anything or not? It looks like it doesn't want to do anything, and now it says cloud storage but doesn't list anything. So I'm going to press back. SD card, I don't have a micro SD card and set it, and let's go to settings. So I'm going to get to camera settings, camera name, and that's it from here. Oh, so it will not go further if I don't write the name test. Alright, so I'm going to go back, and now the camera is called test. Instructions, you have a manual here in the app, and wireless password, firmware. Let's see, does it have a latest version firmware? Incomplete information, upgrade failed. No, it doesn't seem to have any kind of update here. Probably it's going to appear later on. Oh, what else we have here? We have firmware, device volume, and reboot. Then we have this playback button here. So those were main settings, system. Then we have video, and on video we have night mode automatic, horizontal, vertical mirror. This is for placing the camera upside down. Light mode indoor. So it changes color options, image options, set time, brightness, contrast, right? The SD cannot find the card. And on alarm type we have notification type client, receive client notification, and you have also mail notification. You can set an email address so the camera will send you notifications to the email. And motion detection alarm, if I enable this, I can set the sensitivity low, medium and high, and that will make the camera send alerts when something is moving. And you can also schedule it so it only works at specified hours. What else we have here? Me, it's not set, account and security, data, traffic, schedule, and on messages, here you get the alerts from the camera when they happen. And we have some news about promotions of this camera. Well, I've got this camera very cheap. You can find the link in the description below. It was really cheap. So for a full HD IP camera with pan and tilt, I hope I did a good choice. We'll see about that. I'm going to upload later some footage from the camera so you can see its quality, but I need to use a micro SD card and get some proper recording on it, and you are going to have an idea of how this thing records. Another interesting thing is the fact that you can change the resolution from here, so you have this very smooth real-time video which you can see on the full screen. But when it's full screen, if you click on the image, touch the image anywhere, you have this selector here which is smooth, normal and high, and this thing will improve resolution. So let's see if it is in smooth. Is there any resolution information somewhere? No, it doesn't say any kind of resolution. On normal, do we have any indication of the resolution? Nope, it doesn't. But on high we have this indication, and it's now actually in full HD. You can see it's a bit more choppy, but the image is definitely improved a lot. It has a lot of details for an IP camera. It looks really good. So actually I have the feeling that this thing is really full HD. And if I go back to this small screen, it still kept the resolution in full HD. Too bad you cannot change it from here. If you want to change it, you need to go back to full screen and then select smooth or high or normal or what you need it to be set in. That option helps you a lot if you are traveling and you are using a data connection which is not very fast. You can select smooth or normal instead of full HD, and that will give the camera a bit of real-time feel, while the full HD may be too choppy to use on slower mobile connections. So this was my review of the VStar Full HD. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions about it, let me know with a comment below and I will gladly answer them. So until my next review and next videos, see you and bye bye.